Capitalism is a word that I do not like. You might say, wow, that's kind of silly because it's on the front cover of your book. In fact, when we were thinking about the book, I said, oh, I don't think we should use the word capitalism. But the whole point is people are really starting to question capitalism again. They have, I think, forever. So we said, okay, we're just going to roll our sleeves up and get dirty and talk about what capitalism means. Capitalism is a term that was originated by Karl Marx. It's a derogatory term. If you know anything about Marx, he was someone who was very worried about excessive wealth accumulation. He believed work was inherently alienating. So when I get into a commercial relationship with my employer, there's a probability, a likelihood that I'm going to be alienated from my work, and I'm just going to kind of be a pawn, right? A cog in this machine, and there's no fulfillment in it. This is very different than the narrative that we talk about when we talk about work. And so Karl Marx says, there's the dirty capitalists. Those are the holders of capital. That's where this term comes into being. Capitalism as a system, what do we mean? And I want to be very clear about what the economic definition of this. The economic definition of capitalism is the private ownership of the means of production. Now, what does that mean? It means that private individuals, as firms, right, hold property rights, and they make investment decisions based on their assessment of what people want and need, meaning the United States government doesn't own all the farms. The United States government doesn't own all the manufacturing plants, right? Apple is a private company, and they make stuff. How do they make those decisions? Well, they kind of try to figure out what consumers want. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. So capitalism is about that system of profit and loss. What's profoundly important about capitalism, which Marx didn't understand, is that it's driven by consumers. It's driven by you and I. See, if none of us go into Apple, the store, it's not going to exist anymore, or they're going to have to change the way they do things. That's the power of consumers. It's very different than what Marx thought a capitalist system looked like. So capitalism as a system hasn't been around that long. It's very much correlated with kind of the onset of the Industrial Revolution. And I would even say there's no system today that we can observe that's perfectly capitalistic, right? Meaning, all individuals privately hold the means of production.